All right, it's July 31st, 1996. This is an inspection, videotape of inspection for asbestos that was performed at School 23 as part of a pre-demolition activity. We're going to take a walk through the building and look at some of the asbestos, the identified asbestos materials. And we're starting, obviously, with the boiler room. What you're looking at there is one of two boilers that are covered in about a foot of asbestos-containing packing. All right, this room is also filled with pipe insulation, filled with pipes that are covered in pipe insulation throughout. Right here is an example of where a sample was taken. That's asbestos-containing pipe insulation. As you can see, this room is in not in the best shape. Focus. And over in this corner we've got a tank. Tough to see. Okay, we're in the boiler room now, and I'm looking up at duct paper wrapping around a duct that probably sits about 3 foot across by 3 foot up at least. As you can see, there's chicken wire. One of many, many problems that you're going to encounter in asbestos removal in this building. There's the side of the boiler that we were looking down before. As you can hear, there's water. There's about an inch or two of water on the floor in here. There's limited lighting. Okay, now we're headed in the direction of a chase that runs, a pipe chase, a crawl space that runs, supplies the main heating lines to the building and to the other part of the building, that's this structure that's actually dated older than what we're in right now.
What do you want me to say?
I'll say.
Are we going to
Put your hand in the...
This way?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me have the light and I'll shine the light. And just hit the button.
You want me to go over further?
Yeah.
Where do you want me to go?
Just point it straight ahead and kind of get it, and just kind of move it.
Am I supposed to see something?
As long as you can see something. Can you see the pipe?
Yeah, I can see. All I can see are these two pipes going across here.
I'll shine it around. Just turn it on. All right, this is the pipe case that runs underneath the building. It's about 60 feet from where you're standing and another 20 feet behind you, so a total of about 80 feet of pipe insulation. There are at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 major lines of asbestos in here. If you take a close-up on that, Kristen, you'll see that it's pretty good width, diameter on the pipe insulation, 6 inches on some. We've also got elbows that are pretty well tapped. In addition to that, we've got a crawl space over there, which she's pointing to now, that has some smaller lines that run around the perimeter. Okay, that crawl space is only about 4 foot in height. All right, this room that we're in, taking the pictures from, this crawl space, pipe space, whatever you want to call it, is about what's a regular size room. But as you can see, there's an inch of water in here. Yeah. And filling up.
Yeah. How do I turn this off, Andy?
Just hit the button. Okay, we're still in School 23, but now we're in the upper classrooms. And this is a 9x9 brown floor tile, okay? Asbestos containing the mastic. You'll have to check your records, the analysis to see about the mastic, but we do know that there's a skim coat, concrete skim coat right there. Okay, that's also positive. You'll have to check the analysis records and the totals on the amount of the material to determine that. But anyway, we've got 9x9 here. That's going to have to go. This is the only room in the facility that has the 9x9. Now, where did it go? we're out in the corridors, and you're dealing with kind of a speckled brown tile. It's 12 by 12, but that doesn't mean it's not asbestos. It is the tile and or the mastic are positive. All right. So we'll check your records on that. All right, we're looking at 12 by 12. That's pretty much throughout the facility. Square footages are going to be summarized in the project report. But there are 2 floors in this building, and there are 10 classrooms on each floor. And with the exception of 1 classroom, this 12 by 12 is in every room. And it is positive, all right, for asbestos. All right. This is a stairwell, okay, that leads up to the addition.
No, the old section.
Oh, the old section, sorry. And there it is right there, and there is floor tile in that. Flooring, subflooring, that's positive. We'll take a look at that right now.
You want me to point to it?
Yeah. That's the cork subflooring on the original part of the building, all right, that faces Delavan Ave. It is positive. All right, it's a cork. It's below the 12 by 12, which is also positive. So there's plenty of flooring material on this wing and plenty of floor tile on the other wing. There's no subflooring on the other wing, though.
I think it's 1.5 inch chase that goes through.
Yeah, there's pipe insulation that runs throughout the basement. We're in the basement of the original wing. All right, and every room has got some degree of insulation in it. That's one of the lines that feeds the rooms. And then there's the back of the basement, that faces Delavan, away from the boiler room. Okay, here we are in one of the basement rooms, and as you can see, there's pipe insulation that runs throughout. We've also got, as the camera adjusts, you'll see on the floor that we've got the 12 by 12 speckled yellow or beige, whatever you want to call it, floor tile. All right, so this is the nastiest room in the old portion of the building. All right, here we have the point at which the lines from the boiler room protrude from the chase that we took pictures of before we went up to the classrooms. All right, we went up and then back down to the basement through the old addition, or the original structure. And you can see these lines are coming in, and then they kind of spread out throughout the original part of the building. All right, we're in the gymnasium now, and you'll be happy to know that there is nothing in this room that has been determined to be asbestos. All right, this is building 9. We've got kind of the same thing going here as in the last building: thermal insulation and debris, TSI debris, and floor tile. So we'll take a look around, and at the end of it, we'll give you the totals on the square footages as approximately as we can. Thanks. All right, there's some debris in the boiler room. Okay. Positive. As you can hear, there's a little bit of water, but not as bad as it's been. Okay, column. We're up above the boiler room now, but there's your pipe insulation. Positive. The boilers, they're going to be packed behind that casing with about a foot of very friable insulation. You can see how large that boiler is. Alright, this building actually has 2 boiler rooms because it's actually comprised of a building and an addition, and we'll take a look at both of them. This is a pipe chase that leads off of the boiler room we were just in.
Yeah, it's
What we'll call the new boiler room. Okay. And now we're going to go take a look at the old boiler room.
plastic and floor tile.
Okay, we're in the old building now. Down in the basement, the old boiler area. We've got a coal chute that we're going to take a look at in a minute, but you can see it's just slightly a different type of asbestos material. Alright, TSI that is. Okay, this is duct breaching in the old basement. That's in great shape. And pipe insulation throughout. This is the basement elbow. Floor is covered in debris. As you can see here, you've got a pretty good size pipe of piece of lagging. It's dropped. Okay, here's another shot of the boiler, the old basement, the old building boiler area. No shortage of ACM here. All those lines are insulated, all those elbows are insulated. And there, that leads to the main feeder line for the building, or this part of the building. Okay, now we're looking at the other asbestos-containing material in this building, which is the floor tile. All the floor space in this building, with the exception of the boiler areas and the basement areas, is covered in 9x9 or 12x12 tile. All of it is confirmed asbestos. Some of that, the tile that is asbestos and will be removed as such, is covered in debris. You can see that there's some drop ceiling tiles, which incidentally are negative. And as we pan around, we'll get an idea that there's also some other plaster debris that's fallen. I don't want to get into a lighted spot, but you can see that there's plenty of plaster debris. And in some areas it's even more covered than that. Here's more floor tile on the second floor. School number 9. Okay, now we're in the auditorium of School 9. We have confirmed plaster on the walls and on the ceiling. Alright, so there is plenty of asbestos-containing plaster in this room. We'll give you the totals in just a minute, but it runs probably 100 by 40 feet across.
Go ahead.
Okay, this is the summary of the asbestos-containing building materials in public school number 9, 2044 Bailey Ave, Buffalo. These figures are all approximate, so this kind of gives you an indication of what you're dealing with. In the boiler room, we've got roughly 150, let's say about 600 linear feet of pipe insulation. We've got about 6,000 square feet of duct breaching and boiler insulation. All right. In the old basement, we've got about 1,000 linear feet of thermal system insulation. In the old building boys room, we've got a couple of 25 linear feet. In the crawl space between the two boiler rooms, we've got another 1,000 linear feet of it's just run. Okay, we're now in the boiler room of the Jefferson Avenue School, which is number 41, and we're in the boiler room where some where the boilers are packed in, or were packed in asbestos, and it appears that there has been some abatement activity already. That jacket is exposed. That's a friable boiler breaching. You can see the one next to it isn't as light in color, but you can see that they've taken some, or someone, for whatever, however it happened, there's material missing. Right there, you can see that's the cast iron and then the asbestos material there. Okay, this is really the same type of boiler. Throughout this building, there's evidence that abatement activities took place, and however, there isn't a lot of debris, but there's some around in some of the other rooms. Now here, there's a good amount of debris on the floor. Okay, and as you can see, it would be rather difficult to differentiate between what is asbestos and what's not in terms of the debris. And if you look over here, there's quite a bit more debris here and such. And it's rather wet. Okay, now we're looking at what appears to have been an area where 9x9 tile was placed. The tile is no longer there, but the mastic remains. The mastic was tested, and it's asbestos-containing material. This is, we're still in the basement of School 41. And here's an example of what we're talking about in terms of kind of a partial abatement job on the TSI at least. You can see that as we focus in here, if we focus in, that there's just about a 2-foot section of pipe insulation still on the pipe, but there's no more, down the line there, as you can't see. We'll take a look at a couple more debris spots. Okay, we're in the library, 12 by 12 VAT, and the mastic is positive. It's in pretty bad shape. All right, by the way, I did just a basic view of what's going on here. This building is had a fire on the uppermost floor, or the floor above this one at least, and it's extensive fire damage and water damage that we just attempted to cross, and the floor is pretty unstable, so we have not made another attempt, although we did when we did the sampling. But it's pretty unstable. It's certainly a candidate for condemnation. As you can see, the rafters have fallen from the ceiling. The floor itself is buckling up. It's a hardwood floor. It was. It's all wet, softwood floor now. And all the plaster's down on the floor. Okay, we're on the roof, or in the attic actually, of the School 41. You can see that there's been some damage to the roof. Apparently the fire took place down here to the right. Alright. Open for business. And as we move back, the attic itself, there's this composite floor tile. This room, well, we'll give you the measurements later, but that's just over, it's 500 square feet, okay, it's just one layer apparently. The point of interest is the civil defense drums.
There's crackers here in these.
And crackers that are still fresh.
Those are water cans, actually.
Alright, here's some debris. This is in a stairwell, but you can see the pipe, and you can see, shine that light right on it, would you? You can see the debris.
Go.
Okay, we're at public school number 41 at 627 Jefferson Ave, and we've got a special guest announcer, Pete, from the Real Estate Commission. The City of Buffalo is going to read off the location and description and quantity, approximate quantity of ACM in this fine film.
Okay, location, the boiler room. The description is boiler insulation. The quantity is 400 square feet. Air handling room is, the description is 4-inch TSI, and the quantity is 10 linear feet. The attic, the description is composite flooring, and that's 500 square feet. The library, and the description is 12 by 12 white floor tile mastic, and the quantity is 1,900 square foot. The basement, the description is 2-inch TSI, and the quantity is 5 linear feet. The south stairwell, the description on that is 2-inch TSI, and the quantity is 5 linear feet. The roof, the description is roof tar, and the quantity is 9,600 square foot. Throughout the building, the description is debris, and that's 100 square foot. The guidance room description is domestic, and quantity on that is 750 square foot.
Fine job.
Thanks,
Pete.
Thank you.
Thanks for helping us get in these buildings still.
Okay.
There she blows.
Thank you. Have a nice day.